come on.
Dude, I think we have to spend the night out there.
I have 0 service. So John is currently going out to see how deep the water is.
I think we can do it.
The whole tree is a crack. This is truth charting, fun John and Jack story. Take 1. Guys, that's my one thing.
Oh, sorry.
Let me have this. Yeah. All right.
It was February
18th.
What's it, 18th? It was February 18th at 1:20 p.m. when Jack picked me up from the airport.
Montage of Jack picking up John from the airport.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Every year, Jack, JP, and usually Andrew, but not this time or last time, help out at this retreat in Ohio. I'm usually the camera guy, and Jack and JP and Andrew usually lead small groups. This is JP. And so this year was just like any other year. Or
so we thought.
After Jack picked me up from the... After Jack picked me up... Son of a gun.
After Jack...
After Jack picked me up from the airport, we went to Franciscan, which is nearby the camp that we'll be volunteering at.
These are all my fans over here at our meetup.
Live right now.
Say hello to Truth Charting.
Hello. Franciscan is the college that Jack attends and is a pupil at.
And a friend of ours at a birthday party we were at mentioned flash flooding. We, of course, thought nothing of it.
In fact, I laughed at the idea of flash flooding and said, that never happens. You can probably tell by now this is a foreshadowing.
Can you put like foreshadowing? So we headed back to this camp where we were going to be staying at for the retreat, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So we were going up and down these back roads that were quite hilly, and at the time it was very foggy. I drove directly into a newly formed lake on the middle of the road.
River, even.
River.
Yeah.
Even. Flowing water, perhaps. At first I thought it was just a puddle. I continued to drive and it was much deeper than I had anticipated. So I decided to back out.
Okay.
Can I get a double Whopper?
Is there another way, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
There's only one other. There's like only one other, and we're not even quite sure if it's any better.
I've never done it before.
And it could be even worse.
Quick little callback to when we were at the birthday party, and I laughed at the flash flooding.
Yeah. We weren't laughing now. Well, actually, we were laughing.
The whole thing was kind of funny to us.
Yeah. Fortunately, there was another option.
way. Frick.
A back road that was on a higher elevation. This road was made of gravel. I thought we were a lot closer than we were. This is when we ran into another river flowing down the hill.
Take a pause here. Yeah, don't go down there. Don't go down there.
This time, not only was it over the road, but it was taking our road away. Eroding, if you will. Yes!
We got out of the car to investigate the scene further, went down the hill, and we found that the road was getting swept away and there was a lot of mud.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. This is like get stuck type beat.
Dude, I think we have to spend the night out there. It was clear option 2 was also out of the picture.
The only way out of option 2 was back up the hill we had just driven down.
Good news is, I saved this paper towel for later.
We can dry out.
Now, keep in mind that on either side of the road here were deep trenches filled with water, and there was not enough room for me to actually turn my car around. So the only option was to go in reverse up the entire hill, with only John in the rear view mirror directing me using hand motions. like such.
Even though the road to this place has been flooded, we're on option 2. We're in the middle of nowhere and cell service is kind of spotty. Jack and I still maintained a very vibrant attitude, and we were very joyful throughout the entire night, I think.
John came back from directing me up this hill, covered in rain, sopping wet, and with this massive smile on his face. This is a miserable situation.
It looks so pitiful.
We had to back up for at least 10 minutes, I think. That hill was a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Where do we sleep?
Did we try it a third way?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well.
Yeah.
Or we could go up to this hermitage up here and ask the monks if we could stay with you.
That would be sick, but
Yeah.
they won't answer the door, I don't think. So you know by Holy Family Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that road that you drive on to
Yeah.
get there? The one that we were originally on?
Yeah,
That also comes from the other direction, you know?
that's right. But it's like, is it a 30 or 40 minute detour around it?
Yeah.
We could give it a shot.
30 minutes versus a whole night.
Worth it. Matt Connor would like run on this road. What if we parked our car and walked? You would get your Air Forces dirty. But
That's fine.
we would have a place to stay for the
Unless
night.
I went barefoot. I barefooted it.
You could do that. You might get hypothermia.
Would it be worth it?
Yeah.
Yes.
The third option would take the road from the entire other end of this road, which seemed promising in theory and on Google Maps.
The road seemed fine until we had to turn onto yet another gravel road. And it was here that we encountered a whole tree.
Picked it up and set it gently sideways. This is what happened.
There's like a big branch in the road.
No, there's a whole tree.
Like a moderately sized stick.
Yeah, a twig maybe.
This is Noah.
Noah will also be volunteering on the retreat with us, and so he was also arriving at a similar time.
I'd try to stay the night maybe with someone if you could.
It's so awkward.
There's still another way that we can get on a 36.
Fourth option.
We can keep going down this road, get on 646.
I thought you meant this road. No, we cannot. There's a tree in the way.
The first option was flash flooded. The second option was too muddy and we would have gotten stuck, and it was also flooded. And then this is our third option. There is a tree fallen in the road. So, number 4. It's pretty wild.
It is. Option number 4.
Option number 4.
Going on a road called Gravel. There's all my gravel.
It is indeed made of gravel.
This is very unfortunate. I'm just gonna say this now in case a tree falls on us. Yeah, so we can cut it. Oh no! I hope a tree doesn't fall on us. So that if it. Okay.
All right, we're about 2/4 of the way through.
Oh, come on.
I mean half. Oh no.
Oh no, this is not.
Oh
Come on, please.
no. Okay.
Well, it starts to go up after this. So John is currently going out to see how deep the water is. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, the new MMORPG. It looks like John is giving us a thumbs up. Look at him run.
Okay. I think we can do it. Back up a little bit and not go fast, but go super steady.
Okay. I hear that's the strategy to winning races these days.
That's easily the most anti-climactic thing I've ever heard in my life. Alright, if that's the worst part,
Yeah. If that's the worst part,
I'm happy with that.
we're okay.
After option 4, we got back on our main road, the road that our destination is on.
This is the road we've been trying to get on
Yes.
for an hour.
It's left, it's left, it's left.
It's left?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That would take us back to the... Pretty, yeah, right?
I was
Yeah.
just kind of hoping it would go up instead of down.
And as we were driving along, we came across yet another river, sweeping the gravel road in front of us away.
Come on! You've gotta be joking me!
No way.
Option 4 is also flooded.
As I'm sure you can tell, this was both incredibly disappointing, but also friggin' hilarious. Because, what are the odds of 4 roads being blocked all by, like, you know, one of them was a tree, and I didn't even know that it was windy that day.
Yep. All right, so we have to go back to the original spot and wade, I guess. All right. We have to go all the way back to where we started, park the car by the lake, and then just wade through probably like knee to waist deep high water.
Now this is a good idea in theory. However, when we got back to the original area with the flowing river, we realized that not only was it flowing a lot harder than we had originally seen, it was also extremely cold.
Jack still was dead set on wading through this water, this waist deep, freezing cold, probably hypothermic water.
I really don't think it's...
Do you hear that? Do you hear the freaking? And if we go in and get wet, then like we're just wet for the rest of the night. I don't know if this is a good idea, dude.
Let's do it.
No.
John, what else are we gonna do?
Sleep in the car. Go back to Franciscan or something.
I touched it with my fingertips and they instantly went numb. This is easily the coldest thing that I have ever touched in my life.
It's midnight. We just haven't found our way back yet. We thought it would be really cool to like have to wade through the water, but I don't want to have to cut my legs off, so I think I would rather see if there's any other way before we do that.
Upon entering dangerously cold water, blood is pulled away from the skin and shunted it to the center of the body in an effort to maintain core temperature.
We can't even actually see the edge of the water, so we would just be, if we were to wade through it, which is our original plan, we wouldn't know how far we need to go.
I managed to spike the collar of my schwandri.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can take a long shutter photograph.
Oh, yeah.
I can take a long shutter photograph to see how far the lake goes.
That's smart.
Okay, let's do
That's
that.
really smart.
I'm gonna do that now.
I'm gonna keep reading vibes.
What's going on? I can see this light and I can see it reflecting, but other than that, it looks like this. This is what I see in real life, and then this is what my camera's capable of seeing. So I'm gonna take some long shutter photos to help us figure out what's going on.
As you can see from this photograph, even though it looks like it was taken in the daytime, it was taken at night, this is what the flood looked like. I pointed my camera a little bit to the left to see just how big this flood was. We realized maybe there's another option.
Matt Connor would like run on this road. What if we parked our car and walked?
What if we parked the car on the side of the road and tried to walk around this flood and the field that surrounds it?
Oh. Yeah, it's thorns.
There are a few problems with this idea. Number one, the way around this field was through a very steep hill. Number two, this hill was covered in dead leaves from the fall, which were then covered in snow from the winter, which was then melted by the rain. So this hill was quite slippery. And it essentially turned into John and I sliding down this hill from tree to tree, grabbing on where we could.
Oh, we can pray.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Father,
This may sound somewhat difficult, but still easy enough, until you take into account that this entire hill was covered top to bottom in thorn bushes.
Oh, fudge! Thorns. Thorns. Oh my gosh. We reached the bottom of the hill only to find that we hadn't gone quite far enough and we were still in the middle of the flood.
It's $1 in the money. Our toes have gone on slowly.
Be going into the lake. I don't think we're far enough out. Here, let me take a long shutter photo. So it forced us to walk back halfway up the hill and then just walk sideways along the hill, grabbing onto trees.
Much better than I thought.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Dang, we just climbed that. Or down that. Slid. Do you hear that? That's a bat.
It's a bat. When we started the hike, I had maybe a 30-minute hike in mind. It's only about 150 yards until we get to the clearing where we'll be able to get onto the dry field and just walk around. It took us about an hour and a half just to get through one half of this trek. And that was mostly due to the thorn bushes that we were constantly wrestling with.
At exactly 1:09, it was 1:09. At exactly 1:09, an hour and 9 minutes into this hike, we turned around and we saw headlights on the road. I had thought that I left my headlights on my car.
They were off, I think.
However, it turned out to be our good friend Noah.
And he's running into the exact same problem that we did. However, I had one last route in mind that we just decided not to try. And so we called Noah as soon as we saw the headlights. We suggested this fifth and final route that he could give a try. At the same time, one of the priests that will be also helping out at the retreat came up right behind Noah. So Father and Noah decided to try this fifth route as Jack and I carried on our mission of hiking around the flood. After we made it into this clearing, we began to walk down the hill one last time.
I'm so happy.
Can I tie my shoe?
Yeah. I could have tightened you before you even came out.
As we were walking, we got to the bottom until Jack looked to the left and pure bliss was on this man's body. Galloped towards dry land.
Huh? Is it really?
No time left to hit the brake. That little light was closing in. Suddenly I'm
And now there's a flowing river in front of us.
All right.
We will just go through. We stumbled across yet another flowing river of flooded road. This flowing river across the road, fortunately, was only about maybe 6 to 7 inches of water. And so we decided to strive forward and brave the cold as we walked straight through.
Let's go! That's some good stuff. That is very cold.
That is frigid.
Frick. Oh, frick. Oh. Yeah. As Jack mentioned earlier that this water was the coldest he had ever felt, indeed our feet were numb under 10 seconds.
It was as if our feet had been totally replaced by pure bricks of ice.
After this final piece of flooded road, the road started to go uphill, and we knew it was free sailing from here on out.
Crossing the Red Sea to get to the promised land. We get over here, and there's just this absolute gorgeous statue of the Holy Family. There's a beautiful camp.
At 2 a.m., we returned to the dorms that we were heading towards, and just minutes after we entered into the building, we hear the code on the lock of the door beeping, and we look and see Noah has arrived, not just safely, but easily on the 5th route.
However, even with Noah arriving quite easily to the same destination, we realized that we would not have traded that trip for the world.
It was, in fact, one of the best adventures that I have experienced in the past few months.
Now, while the situation we've described sounds absolutely miserable,
Pretty bad, yeah.
stuck outside, in the cold, in a flood, in just a hoodie, and worst of all, my Air Force Ones were getting dirty. John and I were filled with inexplicable joy and strength.
Miraculously, the next day, the road was like completely clear, and everyone got to the retreat just fine. The retreat went great, and Jack actually gave a little talk about the journey that we experienced the night before and became an instant hit.
Jack and I not only see this as a good experience, but something that actually taught us something. It taught us to trust in God. We prayed multiple times throughout this trip, and in fact, we were filled with joy pretty much the entire time. And Jack made a really good point the next day when we were telling the story to someone. He said, even though we were experiencing no pleasure, the amount of joy that we felt was incredible.
JP, on the other hand, is experiencing neither pleasure nor joy.
I'm experiencing great pain. I'm freaking, like, this chess game is not going my way.
You gotta see?
It's just, he's blundered so much, I can't manage to get him in check somehow. He's right there.
Wait, where's his king?
There's king right there.
That's...
Thanks for watching this video. Truth Charting is trying to create a map of different good, vibrant, adventurous Catholic groups all across America. You can click the link in our description and we'll try to connect you with the best, vibrant, adventurous Catholic group near you. If you like what Truth Charting is doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. That's how you can support us financially each month. That's pretty much all I got. Thank you.
Oh! Move up, protect your hook. Oh yeah, that's right.
I just need...